What's a today is going to suck red flag. So we were all going to have to double our efforts. The only effort I'm doubling after that one is looking for another job. Either that or double pay for double effort. I hope so for your sake. The emperor is not as forgiving than I am. Double the effort, double the pay. You have been in bed for 3 hours and still are not asleep. If you were laying there for more than 30 minutes, get up and do something to unwind. Also, a lot of people do shit in bed, like browse Reddit or watch TV. This triggers the brain to dump chemicals to pay attention instead of winding down for sleep. You might have revenge bedtime procrastination, feeling like you deserve the hours you lost doing other things. Waking up with a huge headache. As someone suffering from migraine, I approve this. Happened today. I used to have a head itching nearly every single day. Most days it was just a minor thing, but other days it would be terrible. Then I started drinking more water. Turns out I've just been dehydrated for the last 25 years. Been this. Even if it is not too huge. I know that it will be, and it just ruins everything. Even worse, waking up because of a huge headache. Yeah, I get chronic migraines, and waking up with the beginnings of one is a sure sign of a bad day. No such thing as a good day with a migraine. I have chronic migraines and I can't agree more. Add nausea and vomiting along with that, and you know it's going to be a great day. Bingo. Enter your addiction to Advil. And now you're screwed if you don't take it every morning. Your boss decides to hold an unannounced staff meeting. You, him, and her person. Your manager announces that there is a full department meeting in 15 minutes that is required for everyone to attend. He also mentions that today is a layoff day. Your friends from other departments text and message you saying that their manager also scheduled a full department meeting with required attendance that starts in 15 minutes. Source. Happened to me a couple weeks ago. We were sure our entire department was going to be axed because layoffs have always been individual meetings in my experience. Turns out our department was fine, but a couple others were fully axed. The uplines just had all the first-line managers give the news at the same time so that the rumor mill didn't have a chance to fully ramp up in the downtime between different departments' meetings. It still wasn't a good day, and not much got done at all even though we weren't hit. Or, you run into boss in the break room first thing and they say, "We need to talk before the end of the day. I'll ping you later." This is me right now. And the rest of the year is all fucked up. Full site meeting in big conference room at 9:0, mandatory, and the body of the calendar invite is 24-point bold red caps. This legit happened to me in 2007, and yes, our site was closing. Wake up to dogs growling at the back door at 3 a.m. Someone stole my table and lawn chairs. They were in the process of trying to undo the bicycle lock to steal my lawnmower when I woke up. I feel ya. Walked out the front door to head off to work. Truck was gone. I bought a nice new grill and a beefy lock the same day. I have watched enough Trailer Park Boys to not. This happened to my dad. The guy only got caught because he came back for, I shit you not, a can of at 40. He then kept claiming very angrily that it was his grandmother's house and she had asked him to take the stuff. I did let him go because he looked very young and he assumed the guy was scared shitless. He filed a police report the next morning, but the police don't even bother with bears or burglaries in the poorer parts of the UK. This country has a huge issue with class. When you get all the red lights on your commute as they turn red, I hate those backward-ass light systems. Somehow the lights going to town change at around 7:30 am. I can leave for work at 7:15 and arrive at 7:30. If I leave for work at 7:30, I'll arrive at 8:05. When you go to take a shower and you come out feeling worse than when you went in, that was when I realized I had COVID. Felt like a goddamn train hit me. Happened a few days. Got up, made coffee, and jumped in the shower. Then suddenly, I felt a crick in my neck. Very slowly getting better since. I do mean very slowly. Or when you have to take a dump after your shower. This is so relatable. Waking up and the first feeling I get is dread and the overall feeling of May. Instantly know the day is going to be shit if the first thing I wanna do when I wake up is go back to bed. Unfortunately, that's most days for me. Same. Forgetting to put the carafe back in the coffee machine after filling the reservoir and brewing a nice, hot pot of coffee all over the kitchen counter and floor. Only once, never again. This one made me cry on the inside. No, not the coffee. I always remember that time I had the carafe full of coffee and turned around to find my cup. Hit the glass on the counter and it shattered. I just put my shoes on and left the apartment. Had to clean it up after work. Waking up and listen to your parents fighting over something stupid. Just have divorced parents. Problem solved. I can't count how many times this has happened. I wake up excited to lay in bed and play Minecraft all weekend and then nope. My family decides to be dramatic again. My childhood in a nutshell. I still wake up panicking if I hear loud voices or sounds in my sleep, until I determine they were not from yelling and fighting. Even then it takes me a while to calm down. Nothing like taking that first sip of your coffee and then a blood fight argument about the details of what happened 30 years ago is triggered. Oh great, they were fighting over me again. Shit like this is why I'm happy my parents split up when I was young. I never had to deal with this. Hearing your work email ding on your phone before the alarm goes off. And there are 5 or 6 responses dinging quickly after. I usually mute my phone at night, but that sometimes means waking up to 7 work emails, which is equally bad. Nothing gives me more anxiety than a Microsoft Teams alert on a weekend. It is for this reason I refuse to let it install email on my phone. I'll check through the office website if I'm expecting something. If I'm not expecting something, leave me alone until you were willing to pay me overtime. Period. Hitting without any warnings. Getting yelled at, countless errands popping out of nowhere. Oh yeah. Especially waking up in a bed full of blood when you were already late. Waking up on the Japanese flag instantly ruins your day. Oversleeping. I hate the feeling when I wake up on a Saturday at noon. It is like, well, there goes half my day. Been waking up at 4 to 5 up recently. I don't know if I can live like this any longer. For me, it is hearing my name being called the exact moment I open or even touch my bedroom door. I call it the morning ambush, and it is never a good sign. Waking up. Hate when that happens. Went to visit my mom over the weekend. She is like epitome of little old lady and strives to be just that. I woke up and went into the kitchen, and instead of saying good morning, she looked at me and said, "You wake up and then that day is ruined." She is so full of wisdom. Yes. Waking up. Hugs to my peeps in this thread. I love that line near the start of Office Space, at the hypnotist. So every day you wake up, that's the worst day of your life. That's the worst day of your life. Yes, my kind of energy. Using the bathroom and you piss all over the place. Then you realize you didn't get out of bed. About 6 months ago, I unlocked that achievement. Piss in your dream without pissing Earl. I'm laughing like a fucking maniac, but I can't help it. It has happened to me more times than I'd like to admit. Even just the first sentence. That's funny right there. This happened to a friend of mine. He got considerably drunk that night. Peeing in the toilet, but my lap feels warm. Waking up and oh great, I'm bleeding. Waking up because of the pain. Unforgettable feeling. People with eczema can relate. When you wake up and there's blood on your hands, fingertips, pillows, blankets, you know there's only gonna be sufferings in front of you. I'm a guy, but I can actually relate in a way. I get many random nosebleeds and have been woken up to them. Over the years, I've evolved from waking up to what appears to be a murder scene on my pillow to instantly recognizing what's going on and reacting. Cut yourself under your nose while shaving. Once I took a pill out of a blister pack and the foil gave me a tiny paper cut-like cut on my lip. Damn thing would not stop bleeding for hours. Once upon a time, when I was a kid, I was chatting with my dad while he was shaving. I was chatting when I started making faces at him in the mirror and he slipped with razor and caught the very bottom of his earlobe. Ears bleed like muffaga. You were still in bed at 10 and work began at 8. You burned your breakfast. So far things are going great. What did a teacher do that made you automatically gain respect for them? When I was in the first grade, my mother gave me one of many really awful haircuts. The first day back at school afterward, the kids picked on me horribly, so much that I ran out and hid. The principal found me and we went back to the classroom and he asked me to wait outside for a minute while he talked to the class. He then walked me to his office and bought me a Coke. The next day, first thing in the morning, we had an assembly with the entire school and he walked up on stage with his head shaved completely bald and talked about bullying and the like. Some 20 years down the road he had retired and I ran into him at the local college, shook his hand and said, "You probably don't remember me, but..." "Yes, I do." He interrupted and said my name and the event. The man was and is a hero in my eyes. Mad respect to him. I took a theater class in college because one of my friends loved theater and I wanted to know the hype. The course was something like self-expression and at the time I was super quiet and introverted. I literally would not show or even feel much emotion, nor talk to anyone I didn't know. Never asserted myself, etc. That course literally changed my life. Much more emotional now. And I feel much more like the real person I should be. 3 or 4 years later, I tracked him down and told him so. I'm still an introvert and still not a huge fan of theater, but willing to go out and do things and show emotions, etc. Did he remember you because you still have the same haircut? I had a physical education teacher who organized basketball, volleyball, handball, and football tournaments, organized Olympic Games for the local kids and taught us dancing on weekends. On his own. Just for us kids. Because we lived in a remote place without many activities and things going on. He was more than a simple teacher. I feel like this is the main reason that a lot of teachers in rural areas don't get credit for the amount of work they do outside of the classroom. Up here in Montana, many teachers have been known to actively go out of their way to help the kids. For the kids' benefit, whether it be coaching, tutoring, helping out in general, etc. I know many teachers everywhere do this, but after moving up here, living up here 10 plus years and seeing how much a rural community comes together to showcase the teachers, it made me gain a better appreciation overall. I sincerely wish teachers get more credit because there are some out there that just make that impact on someone and I enjoy reading about it. It makes me appreciate several of my past teachers from high school and college immensely more than I once did. When I was a kid, we had to purchase these red punch cards to get lunch at school. Unfortunately, we didn't have that much money, so there were times where my punch card would run out and I wasn't able to eat for a while until we got enough money to repurchase another one. Why nobody in my family applied for assistance was beyond me. I had one teacher who noticed I wasn't eating every day and she would bring an extra sandwich and offer it to me whenever she saw that. I really didn't understand how kind that was when I was a kid, but obviously as an adult, that was such an amazing gesture of kindness. In middle school, I went through something similar. Would just go to my social studies class instead of the cafeteria for lunch. I never had food. Teacher started leaving a few dollars on my desk and would let me get lunch and eat with her. I ate with her most of my 8th grade year, and I'd always bring her money that I got like for day holiday to try to pay her back. She'd just put it in her drawer and give it back to me later. I remember that to this day, and I try to make sure I have change in ones on me at all times for any of my students who need it, as well as keeping my bottom drawer stocked with snacks. My students always know they can count on me for food if they are hungry. When I was in high school, there was one day I didn't have any lunch. It was purely my fault. We had plenty of food at home and I had money. I had just forgotten to bring both. One of the lunch ladies noticed I didn't have anything to eat, so she bought me a snack from the vending machine and brought it over to me. It was so incredibly kind of her to do that. I hope she is doing well, wherever she is now. I went to a small charter school for middle school. Our English literature teacher was brand new to teaching. If I remember correctly, she was only 22, which seemed old at the time. She always did her best to be so cheerful and make learning fun. But the thing that truly solidified her spot as my favorite teacher was that for every student's birthday, she would give you a personalized mini notebook. It was just a simple small composition notebook, but she had filled the first couple pages telling me how much she loved having me as a student, how far she knew I would go, and other affirmations. It seems small, but as a 13-year-old who had a crappy home life, it made all the difference in how I acted the rest of the year. I've never wanted to do something for students so much. Mother-in-laws of Reddit, in the interest of fairness, what are your crazy daughter-in-law stories?
Like and subscribe for more Reddit content. Watch the next video at the top of your screen.